Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking about imposter syndrome and how you can get over it quickly so you can get back to building the photography business of your dreams. If you've ever said to yourself, I can't be a brand photographer because I don't have enough education yet. I don't have enough experience yet. I don't have enough gear yet. What else? I don't have a beautiful website yet. These are all signs of imposter syndrome. And I used to think that imposter syndrome was one of these things that once you work with a lot of clients, have a beautiful website, once you hit six figures in your business, once you get, published in a magazine, it would just disappear. That is not true, however. The truth is that with more success comes more responsibility, a bigger audience that's watching you, and honestly, imposter syndrome only grows louder. So, why not befriend imposter syndrome? This is my first tip for you, actually. I want you to think imposter syndrome when you're feeling that feeling come up, that doubt within. I want you to say, "Thank you, imposter syndrome, for showing up. I know I'm on the right path now because I'm feeling you. I know I'm challenging myself past my comfort zone because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be feeling this, right?" My next tip for you is to find yourself a hype tribe. Now, I have had my own little inner circle mastermind with two other female business owners for several years now, and we have a text chat going, and whenever we're feeling imposter syndrome, we'll text each other. We'll voice text and say, "Hey, here's what's going on. Here's how I'm feeling." And we just brain dump it out. And I cannot tell you how tremendously helpful this has been, because rather than dwelling on imposter syndrome for maybe days or weeks or even months and not taking action on something, within 5 minutes of just texting my support team, they lift me up. They offer some wisdom. They offer their own experience saying, "I can relate, girl." And sometimes they just listen. Sometimes all you need is to just vent to someone else, another business owner, photographer who can totally relate. And then it just helps you move through these feelings much, much quicker. My one tip, though, when it comes to a community is that you want to keep it small. And, having your husband or best friend to vent to is not the same as an actual fellow business owner who gets it. Facebook communities are amazing. I love Facebook communities, but typically they can be hundreds or even thousands of people, and you're not going to really truly open up and show yourself in that community. You don't know everyone in there, right? Versus having a really small, intimate group of 2 to maybe 12 people, kind of like a mastermind size of people you can immediately reach out to when you're feeling this imposter syndrome to move through it super quick. My next tip for you is to create your own fan mail folder. Yes, you are famous and you get a fan mail folder now. So anytime you receive a positive review from a client or, a good DM on Instagram or a comment and someone is giving you love or appreciation, I want you to take a screenshot, email it to yourself, and start your own fan mail folder on your desktop. You can even have a box of thank you cards, and I even have my birthday cards in my fan mail box. Birthday cards from friends who I've impacted in a positive way. And so this is not a permanent fix to your imposter syndrome. I will say that we don't want to always rely on external validation to make us feel better about ourselves and boost our confidence, but it is a really good quick fix that I will say does work. It has worked for me. So definitely try this when you're feeling imposter syndrome. Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes to read through your fan mail folder. My next tip is to share what you know, not what you don't know. So I've definitely fallen into the trap of feeling like I need to talk about everything or I need to help my clients plan every little part. of their brand photo shoot in order to be seen as a branding photographer or an expert in personal branding. However, you don't have to do that. They're hiring you because you know how to take beautiful photos, you know how to use a professional camera and get them a beautiful professional headshot or some photos to really level up their website. It's great if you can help them with other things, and eventually you will, but it's okay if you don't know everything yet. For instance, wardrobe comes up a lot with personal branding, and I know I am not a wardrobe stylist, and I tell my clients this. And so instead of positioning myself like as the expert, like I should know everything, and then feeling that imposter syndrome because I really don't, I'm not an expert when it comes to fashion. Instead, I talk about what I do know, and I point them to someone who I do know is an expert. And I tell them, hey, I'll support you with wardrobe. I have, a style guide with really basic tips like wear your brand colors. You'd be surprised like how many clients don't know that. So if you just tell them, it's really great if you can stick to your brand color palette on your photo shoot, they will be like, oh my gosh, thank you for telling me. But when it comes to specific style advice for wardrobe, I really like to recommend some stylists who have a lot more knowledge in that area than I do. And that's what I do know. So I just share from a place of what I know, I can help them with, and I don't worry about, all the things I don't know, but instead I give them resources. I am a creative brand photographer who has brilliant ideas for my clients. I show up with so much passion, enthusiasm, and I just care about my clients. I want them to succeed, and I am getting better with every single photo shoot that I do. Affirmations. That's your next tip. Don't knock them till you try them. Affirmations have literally changed my life by just kind of rewiring a lot of negative thoughts I used to have about myself, about being a photographer, and I use affirmations almost on a daily basis. So if you've tried affirmations, they haven't worked for you, you maybe haven't stuck with them long enough, or you maybe haven't found the right ones for you, but I promise they will give you that confidence boost that you need when you're feeling imposter syndrome. And I'm going to link in the comments below my favorite Spotify playlist for affirmations, and go ahead and try those out if you haven't found some you like, and let me know what you think. Very excited to share this next tip with you, which is to take a social media detox when you are feeling imposter syndrome. And that could be one day. I recently did a 30-day Instagram detox, which was actually very refreshing and not as hard as I thought it would be. And what's crazy is I got so much done, so many creative projects that I'd been wanting to do, meaning to do, and I got my time back, but more importantly, I got my confidence back. And sometimes we just need to take a little break from consuming other people's content, especially if you're on Instagram. Us photographers are only showing our best portfolio work, our highlight reel, and you just start to get in your head and compare yourself to other photographers and think, I'm not ready because I don't know that about personal branding, or I'm not doing what she's doing. And you're just wasting time. So do yourself a favor. I promise you're going to be so grateful you took a little break, and you're probably going to get creatively inspired and create your best work. Now, just remember, this is not a permanent fix, to unfollow people or take a break from social media. But I will tell you, it does work if you just really need to that quick fix, like I mentioned, and to get back into action. Speaking of action, my last tip for you is to take imperfect, beautiful action. And I want to tell you a story of my very first brand session ever. So I actually wasn't planning to be a branding photographer. A lot of you know my story. I was doing weddings and, family and all kinds of things, but I didn't even know what branding photography was. And my best friend asked me to do a photo shoot for her marketing business. And of course I had imposter syndrome come up because I've never done branding photography and I didn't know what I was doing. However, I reminded myself that I did have value to offer. I knew how to take a great photo for her that she was lacking for her website, for her marketing. So I showed up. I didn't do a brand questionnaire. I didn't do a planning session with her. I didn't have any kind of advice to recommend as far as like wardrobe and hair and makeup and like locations, but I just showed up and I gave her my all. And that was my very first brand shoot. And I will just never forget this very first photo shoot because after that, I swear it was such a game changer for me and her business because all of a sudden she had these new sparkly brand photos that she was excited to share and that really boosted her confidence as a business owner. And then I started getting all these referrals because people were like, oh my gosh, who did her photos? They're so good. And I want to brand shoot with you too, Meg. And before I knew it, I was a brand photographer. And that's how we have to start. We can only consume so much information before we take action. And I will tell you from experience of doing hundreds of brand photo shoots over the years, that the best way you're going to learn is just in the trenches, doing the photo shoots, showing up for your clients, because every single photo shoot you do, you're going to learn, how can I improve? How can I get better for next time? What actually went well? So that's my last tip for you. Go out there, take action. Don't let anything hold you back and just have fun. And you are going to learn so much. You're going to get over this imposter syndrome and realize that you have a ton of value to offer people. And so get out of your head because people need your gifts. Whatever it takes, I want you to just take one single action forward after watching this. And let me know how you like this video. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What tip most resonated with you? Which one are you going to try first? And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss my next video. And I've also linked below my Facebook community. You're welcome to join. It's a free community of all brand photographers who are just killing it. So if you ever have questions, you can ask them there.